Hello, my name is Ebony Keller, and I'm excited to spend some time with you today. I am an SEL coach in the district serving Chapel, Glen, Westlake, and Wayne Township Preschool. I began my career in Wayne Township in 2012 as a Title I teacher at Chapelwood Elementary. In 2019, I transitioned into second grade there, and in 2021, I applied for and accepted the SEL coaching position here in the district. I received my bachelor's degree in early childhood education from Martin University in 2008 and my master's degree in elementary education in 2012 from Indiana University. I wanted to become an educator because of the ability to greatly enrich and inspire young people. I am married to Nicholas and we have two sons, Adam and Sebastian. Keeping with the theme of Black resistance, I wanted to share with you two photo-famous individuals that with one silent gesture personify Black resistance. For many, this photo will forever serve as one of the most resounding expressions of human rights and justice in American social activism. On the morning of October 16, 1968, U.S. athlete Tommie Smith won the 200-meter race with a world record time of 19.83 seconds. Australia's Peter Norman finished second, and the U.S.'s John Carlos finished third. After the race was completed, the three went to the podium for their medals. The two U.S. athletes received their medals shoeless, but wearing black socks to represent Black poverty. Smith wore a black scarf around his neck to represent Black pride. Carlos had his tracksuit top unzipped to show solidarity with all blue-collar workers in the U.S. All three athletes wore Olympic Project for Human Rights badges. The famous picture of the event was taken by photographer John Dominus. Both U.S. athletes intended to bring black gloves to the event, but Carlos forgot his, leaving them in the Olympic Village. It was Peter Norman who suggested Carlos wear Smith's left-handed glove. For this reason, Carlos raised his left hand as opposed to his right, differing from the traditional Black Power salute. When the Star-Spangled Banner played, Smith and Carlos delivered the salute with heads bowed, a gesture which became front-page news around the world. As they left the podium, they were booed by the crowd. Smith later said, "If I win, I'm an American, not a Black American. But if I did something bad, then they would have said I am a Negro. We are Black and we are proud of being Black. Black America will understand what we did tonight." In response to their actions, the International Olympic Committee President Avery Brundage ordered Smith and Carlos suspended from the U.S. team and banned from the Olympic Village. When the U.S. committee refused, Brundage threatened to ban the entire U.S. track team. This threat led to the expulsion of the two athletes from the games. However, contrary to a common misconception, the IOC did not force Smith and Carlos to return their medals. Smith and Carlos were largely ostracized by the U.S. sporting establishment, and they were subject to extreme criticism. Time magazine on October 25, 1968 wrote, "Faster, higher, stronger is the motto of the Olympic Games. Angrier, nastier, uglier better describes the scene in Mexico City last week." Back home, both Smith and Carlos were subject to abuse, and they and their families received death threats. Smith continued in athletics, playing in the NFL with the Cincinnati Bengals, before becoming an assistant professor of physical education at Oberlin College. In 1995, he helped coach the U.S. team at the World Indoor Championships at Barcelona. In 1999, he was awarded the California Black Sportsman of the Millennium Award. He is now a public speaker. Carlos's career followed a similar path. He tied the 100-yard dash world record the following year. Carlos also tried professional football and was a 15th round selection in the 1970 NFL draft. but a knee injury curtailed his tryouts with the Philadelphia Eagles. In 1985, he became a track and field coach at Palm Springs High School, and as of 2012, worked there as a school counselor. In 2008, 40 years after they raised their fists during their Olympic medal ceremony, Tommie Smith and John Carlos were honored with the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage. 8 years later, then President Barack Obama recognized them at a White House ceremony. Their powerful silent protest in the 1968 games was controversial, but it woke folks up and created greater opportunity for those that followed, Obama said of Smith and Carlos, who were asked to become U.S. Olympic Committee ambassadors in 2016. Their gesture is considered one of the most political in the history of the modern Olympic Games, but Smith remarked in the HBO documentary Fists of Freedom that the act did not symbolize a hatred for the U.S. flag, but an acknowledgement of it. Smith, 78, and Carlos, 77, are still running for freedom. Thank you for spending some time with me today and learning about our notable African American trailblazers. Have an amazing day.